The classroom was supposed to be empty. It was well past 6:30 p.m., and the sun had vanished from the sky, leaving the school wrapped in a dull orange glow from the hallway lights. I sat alone in room 207, staring blankly at the whiteboard. I wasn't supposed to be here. Detention had ended a whole hour ago, but I'd fallen asleep right at my desk, head resting on my arms, exhaustion finally pulling me into darkness. Now I was awake, and the silence felt wrong. It was too heavy, too thick to be just normal quiet. The old wall clock ticked loudly, each sound echoing in the stillness. Tick, tick, tick. I reached for my phone, a habit, and the screen stayed black. No signal, no battery. It had shut off completely. I sighed and stood up, grabbing my backpack. Great, just great, I muttered under my breath as I walked toward the door, ready to leave this place behind. My hand found the doorknob. I twisted it. Nothing. I twisted it harder. It was locked. That's not possible, I muttered, my heart giving a little jump. I laughed nervously, trying to calm myself down. Relax, it's just an old school, old locks. I turned around, planning to use the back exit to the adjoining lab room, and I froze. The desks were different. They weren't in the neat, orderly rows I remembered from just a few hours ago. They were facing me. Every single chair, every single desk. It was as if the classroom itself had rearranged while I slept. A cold chill crawled up my spine, prickling the back of my neck. That's not funny, I said aloud, my voice feeling small in the huge, silent room. Who was I even talking to? Then I heard it, a sound, a faint scratching. It was coming from the blackboard. I turned slowly, my muscles tense. White chalk letters were appearing by themselves, one line at a time. Attendance time. I stumbled backward, my foot hitting a chair with a loud clatter. No, this isn't happening. The chalk started moving again. Ethan Walker present, my name, written in perfect, elegant handwriting. Who's there? I shouted, my voice cracking with fear. The classroom lights flickered violently. For a split second, the room plunged into complete darkness. When the lights came back on, humming faintly, the desks were no longer empty. Students sat in every single seat. They were silent, perfectly still. All their heads were down, their faces hidden by shadows. My breathing grew shallow, each breath a painful gasp. Guys, this isn't funny, I whispered, the words barely escaping my lips. One of the students at the front slowly lifted their head. It wasn't a student, it was a teacher, tall and impossibly thin, with skin stretched tight over bone, like a skeleton draped in parchment. Her eyes were completely, unnervingly black. She smiled, revealing teeth stained a brilliant white, like fresh chalk. Class, she said, her voice a soft, rustling whisper. We were waiting for you. I spun toward the door, my only thought to escape. The walls seemed closer now, pressing in on me. The clock on the wall had stopped ticking. The teacher raised a long, bony finger and pointed at the empty chair in the very front row. Sit, she whispered, the command hanging in the air. That's when the other students began to move. All at once, their heads snapped up in perfect, horrifying unison. Every face was pale and lifeless. Every mouth was stretched into the same unnatural, gaping smile, and in a chilling chorus, they all spoke the same words. The last period has begun. I took one last, desperate step back and felt a cold, clammy hand grab my wrist from behind.